I
If
gotta go.
everyone,
I gotta go change the title too.
Yeah, you've been real bad at that. Hey, 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 what's happening, founders, angels across the globe of Impassive? We are back for 1,449th show episode of Obless, where we are literally, physically changing the world for the better through our ideas, through the services that most of us are doing out there right now. And I am so very thankful. I want to say a few things before I introduce our guest. I want to thank every one of you who have made live videos about something that I brought up the other day and didn't think it'd get so crazy. What did I call it? What did I say, Gene? What did I call it, Gene?
Breathable income.
Breathable income. I've had many people that did live videos today, not only on their Facebooks, their YouTubes, back in O Network, and I'm blown away. I want you to keep doing those, guys, because it's going back to the basics. It's telling us really why we got into Impassive. And a lot of it is about Obless and what we're doing and why we're doing it and why we want people to still know about Impassive, even though that founder position is closed. When we launch, resellers are coming, okay? Customers are coming. So don't forget that. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. And I'm extremely proud of every one of you that participated. And anyone that wants to participate and do a live or a post, I personally will share it on my Facebook and blow it up everywhere I can, because that's what I love doing. All right. So today on this 1,449th show episode of Obless, we've gone through many, many things. I was explaining to you earlier about how I want to get everyone in every country part of Obless and be able to hear your voice. I also told you earlier, I would like to include my buddy Greg Blackton, who was always talking about electrical cars. I'd like to hear his ideas and opinions. We're going to make a show for that. I have people calling me in about dogs, animals, lovers, tree huggers. I don't care what it is. Obless is for everyone. It's for everything. There is no, I'm still a big believer. We got to take care of those kids first. But we can do it all. We have enough people in here right now where we can take care of just about every problem financially and at least get people started and helping them out. That's why I love Obless. And every one of you are part of this, and I'm really, really excited about it. So I also would like to call for the people that just came on. We had a very beautiful sister that passed away on Sunday, and it broke my heart because I just found out about an hour ago. Leanne Bonnet, please keep her in your prayers, her family. She was a 100% believer in Impassive and Obless. I was actually going to play some of her messages that she left me, and I just can't seem to get myself to do it yet because it's upsetting to me. She was all about helping her family, taking care of her husband. They dealt with money issues, trying to deal with, do I eat or do I get my husband medicine? And I don't think she ever thought about herself. All right. But God took her home. Because God took her home. He needs her more than we need here, I guess, because he's getting her ready for those angels in the sky, and she's going to be watching over us. But remember this, we never know what time it is, right? We can go at any minute. We want to live the best lives we can. And to me, living the best lives you can is doing everything that makes you happy, but man, helping out along the way. So on that sad note, I want to bring two people on this show today who are very dear to my heart, very good friends of mine and all of yours, Patricia Parent and Dave Roslewski, and they are going to break down what they're going to be talking about and doing. Very excited about this. I know a little bit. I said, I don't want no more. You guys just come on and do it. So I'm going to give the floor to Pat Parent. Please keep yourself muted. At the end of it, we'll ask questions, we'll have discussions, whatever you want. So Pat Parent, Dave Roslewski, the show is all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Chris, for having us here tonight. I'm just going to shut my camera off because I need to read, because otherwise I won't get through it all neither. Is that okay, or?
Oh, absolutely, Pat. Whatever you got to do.
Okay. Hello,
Marty,
everyone.
Co-host, Marty. I'm sorry, Pat. Marty, can you make me co-host, please, too? Go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
No problem, Chris. Hello, everyone. My name is Patricia Parent, and I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, and I am your friend and your sister. I'm very proud and honored founder with On Passive. I am also grateful, thankful, and blessed to be here this evening with all of you. Thank you, Chris Johnson, my brother, for this amazing opportunity to share on this Oblast brainstorming webinar with our hopes, dreams, and inspirations that come to us here in Saskatchewan, Canada, with my dear friend Judy Reese and Brian Ketchar. I can't say his name properly. He's from Estevan. Everybody knows him. And the other founders that I met with a meet and greet. I'm sorry that they're not able to be here with me to help present this, but I'm also very grateful, thankful, and blessed for another dear brother of mine, David Rolansky, for all his help and knowledge and dreams and plans to only find out we hit it off with the biggest bang, both with our passions to bless others and to build lives and to make them sustainable living. We are united, working together on lots of different plans to build hopes, dreams for others together across Canada, US to start with, but also to help where we are needed in other parts of the globe at the same time. After following and listening to all the brainstorming on all these webinars with other guests, I believe in my heart it was time for this lady and like-minded founders here to wake up and get planning, as Mr. Ashmafara always says, dream bigger and bigger. So we have a massive dream now, Mr. Ash, and we know all things are possible. Nothing is impossible. But now we must not just have it in our heads, as I usually do, as I'm a visual person. I visualize a lot of things. I'm a person that is only a one-finger typer. As I told Julie today, I'm not a planner. I can vision it. I'm not a paperwork person. I always left that to others who could type more faster than I could. Laugh out loud, but it's true. So this is our why. We have been blessed with David, Judy, Brian, and many others in Saskatchewan, founders here. Even though she isn't here to help me with this tonight, with the presentation, due to traveling back home tonight from her holidays, she sent me a quick message and told me that she's with me always, and I know she is, just before she boarded her flight. Her guidance and knowledge has always been very spot on for everything that she believes as a founder. I could not believe it took her 2 years before deciding to come in, but you know what? She has not stopped since. But as we all know, it takes many, many people to build a village or a town. And Mr. Ash, this is exactly what we are wanting to do to build outside of Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, and then one close to David's area in Rockaway, New Jersey, USA. Our hearts are called, I'd like to call it Saskatchewan on Passive Prosperity / second chance of hopes and dreams to a sustainable living. And I know David Rolansky's, he came up with one name, but he said he wasn't sure if it was going to be that or not. Trash Can Farms. Just hang on here, I'm going to close this now. So that was my introduction to it and welcoming everyone, and I am so grateful to be here. Thank you, Chris, and all the founders. To start off tonight, I would like to, David had found a saying that he always enjoyed. I'm not what I should be, but praise God, I'm not what I once was. And you know, that's perfect, because we all need to keep moving forward. Thank you, David, for that. So as I was saying that we have plans for a village or town, I'm going to let David do some of the talking, but I'm going to do a presentation. It's going to be about how to build it. These are not exact, folks. We are just trying to make plans and find different materials and different things that we can use. And if anyone has any suggestions or opinions, please ask after. Because I'm on a roll, I have to keep going, sorry. In our village and town, we'll provide food, water, shelter, power, energy. And we'll go through some of those different ways that we were working on today. And I have to really thank David for his pictures and stuff. And I really have to thank myself because I learned how to use PowerPoint today and yesterday. But anyways, God keeps me going. With some of our food things, it's going to be like greenhouses, commercial gardens, beekeepers, and some of the water is property chosen, which I already seen the vision for the property. It is outside of Regina here. And I believe I told Chris and Julie, and they told me just to keep it all together and say it on Oblast. But I drove by this place. I don't know if it's for sale, but you know, money can buy anything anymore. But it's huge. It's massive farmland. It's got a huge, massive workshop. I believe it's a workshop. I'm not sure. There's Quonsets. There's housing on it already, so that we know there's water and power and energy there right now. But we have some different plans that we would like to do with it. So I'm just going to read a few things. If it's okay, David, I'm going to read some of your notes. Raise them up so that they can shine is what we really want to do with each and every one. Because, you know, right here in Regina, last winter, we had people in tents in the winter. And I live on the 11th floor, and I can look out my window, and I've seen, breaks my heart, people with cardboard boxes laying on heaters just outside. And I did run out of quilts to give them, and I haven't had the area in my home to make anymore. So these are really things that are on my heart to do in our village or town, that we can set up for homeless. We can set it up for anybody that's one paycheck away from being broke. We can set it up for seniors that are needing help, for anybody that has challenges, because we've thought of it all, how you renovate to help people with challenges, with schools, workshops, gardening, medical buildings, doctors. I know I'm only one and we're only a few founders, but we know if we get the word out there, people will help and will want to be a part of a project like this. And just for another thing, on the news the other night here in Canada, I was so heartbroken because Canada's not that big and it is supposed to be wealthy and well taken care of. But yet they were telling us there's over 230,000 homeless. It broke my heart just to know in Canada that, and is that just in Canada or was that just in Ontario? I'm not 100% sure, but they said it was Canada. And it broke my heart because I know there was 110 families right here in Regina that were in tents. So if we take 110 and times it by each city or town, it could add up to way more than 230,000 homeless. And that can be of anything from poverty to just parents not being able to live with children. They're living on their own and they're not able to do it anymore. These are all the things that are really close to my heart. And I'm going to go through a few slides instead of going through, but I really believe everyone needs a second chance. And to have a program called Prosperity/Second Chance, it gives you that hopes and dreams for others. And I don't worry about myself, I worry about others. I will get by. God has always provided, but there's people that need the extra help. And there's disabilities, you know, there's service that I want to be able to give them jobs, help them with their special needs that they need, help anyone that we can work together in the community or village. And once they've became sustainable, our plans are to share a reseller's position of On Passive, but they need to work up towards that before they leave. They need all the education, they need the training, they need to know how to run a business. Because like I said, I'm not a big paper person. Like I said, I just learned how to do PowerPoint for the presentation tonight. But it's called never giving up, and never giving up on your neighbor, because that's what we need to do everywhere around the world. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen if I'm able to, Chris. And we're going to, thank you.
Hey, you're doing a great job, lady. You keep breathing there. You're doing a great job.
I'm not on oxygen yet today, Chris. I'm good.
I'm saying you're doing awesome. I'm like blown away right now.
Okay, I'm just going to try.
That's my partner.
Thank you, David. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to introduce myself again. I'm Pat Parent, and my business will be Succeed Beyond. Seeing beyond yourself is success beyond. And I always believe I put the you in there because it starts with you, it starts with us, and it starts being united all together. So this is our project that it's Saskatchewan, Canada, On Passive Prosperity, Second Chance with sustainable living. And why I say sustainable, because no one will leave the village unless they have a sustainable living that they can handle. And founders, never give up on your dream. Live your dreams. Mr. Ashes always told us dream bigger. So I had to throw that in there. Yes, I'm from Canada. Let's get together around the world and do things. This is one of Dave's reason with this little guy, and he's from the United States. Thank you, David, my brother.
My pleasure.
And here I have the heart with the rose with On Passive. And what this represents to me is everyone that leaves our sustainable village will receive a heart with On Passive and a rose, because then they've succeeded beyond my measures. This is my friend Judy Reese. I wish you were here tonight. This is Brian, and we are from Canada. We are from Saskatchewan, Canada. And this is Dave Ralowski, and he's from Rockaway, USA. New Jersey, sorry, USA. This is one of our core values: commitment, excellence, trust, and integrity. And I believe those are On Passive's things also. I had to throw this in there. Amen. With Jesus in her heart and coffee in her hand, she's unstoppable. And that's what I believe for myself.
A little engine that can.
Thank you. And another quote that David brought to me was, be sure to put your feet in the right place and then stand firm. So if we surround ourselves with greatness, all things will be done. And lifting up humanity, this is what Oblast is all about. And if we all start here as one founder and each leaf, we keep growing, it's like those apples coming in or oranges, and we keep spreading the seeds. And each seed that gets spread, it grows another tree. Those are my hopes and everyone that I know. Great quotes. What we fear doing most is usually what we need to do. Think positive, and positive things will happen. So I do think positive. I try to turn every negative to a positive. Remember, we are all in this together. Brace yourself. Exciting times ahead. This is my introduction now, but this is my big why. I love the smile. This is my next smile. You see that big bright one there? That's mine. It's been my goal since day one to have my teeth fixed. And with my breathable income, Chris, I'm going to be able to do that. Big journeys begin with small steps, and this is where we're starting. A vocational education. Oh, David, did I go to the wrong spot?
We were going to start with the
Yeah,
nuts
just
and
hang on,
bolts, but we
folks.
can work on this.
Well, we'll talk about vocational education, which is very important, but I will come back to that. I just want to follow our program so that I know. To go
We're
down
going to
to-
lay out the town.
Yeah, I need to go to number 35. As you know, I'm not very good with presentations, but I'm doing the best I can today.
It's
This
a
is
first
the-
for both of us, just
This
so you
is-
know.
Yes. And we're very proud of it, what we came up with today.
Yes, we are.
This is something like the property that I was looking at just outside of Regina. It had the huge Quonset. It had a house, but this is just a diagram. With that Quonset, it would be like a workshop where they can do training for welding, mechanics, electrical, your basics, everything that people need to know to start. And what we want to do is build buildings on the outside. And the reason is so that everything is, you can see in between. And each building will lead us, say, a church, a rec center, a educational place. I figured the medical should be on the corner so it's accessible from either way if a plane ever had to land to help someone. We've been thinking lots because we do have STARS ambulance here, which is in the air. And then on this side, we wanted to have something like, David will go into the different types of housing materials and stuff that we were looking at. But say it was a condo, a house, apartment block, whatever. These are just examples here. And on the outside of the acreage or the land would be all the greenhouses and stuff like that, or different work areas. We could have a cooking area, a sewing area to teach people how to sew the basics, and so on. So we did have another one. We could have this could be where the Quonset is or whatever the meeting center, and build around it in a circle. Because as land is expensive, we may need to start with small parcels. So we can keep going where it can look something like this. You start with one and you keep adding, but all this green space in here would be filled up with gardens or something, because we don't waste any land. So those are just examples that we came up with until we have a property or able to make a total plan it's just something to get your minds going on things. So I think I need to go back to 25. Yes. And David, I'm going to let you take over and explain the different types of homes that we thought of that we could put on the land to for the environment and stuff. Thank you,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. When it comes to the homes, I mean, there are just so many options that we have. You know, like here's an example of an Adobe house we can use. We have a photo of other houses, like we can make mud brick homes. Like this is an Earthship. This is a wonderful design that I really like. Somebody pioneered it back in the 60s and 70s. It's a nice, good environmental home that's built with recycled materials, tires and things like that. And here's a picture of that. And what they are is earth packed tires for density and strength, which also offers a lot of insulation values in case you're in, you know, colder environments. It's built with a lot of thought and planning that goes into it. You know, it's good for areas that get about 2 inches of rain a year because it's designed to catch all the water and clean it and store it. It's also designed with a gray and black water system, you know, black water being your septic that'll go out to a leach field, and a gray water system that'll go from your shower and your sink out to water your gardens. And it's also got facilities inside if you want to grow your own food or flowers and things like that. So it's a very utilitarian, off the grid, independent setup that'll be, you know, that would be good because if there's a lot of trash in a lot of areas, well, you got a lot of building materials. It's made with, you know, glass bottles, plastic bottles, beer cans, anything you can use, and it all offers good insulation. But we've also got other options like mud brick homes. Like right here, you can build them each brick kind of like Adobe, and they go together and they're real cheap. You know, and you can do it right off the land. It's no cost. Another thing about bricks that I heard about was Elon Musk with the boring company, with all that stuff that he's boring out, and he's got an offer for free bricks, which could also be used not only, you know, in these towns, but for other projects through Obless. I know everybody, you know, you need building materials. Well, Elon Musk will give them to you. I don't know all the whys and what fors. I'm going to find that out and you know, submit it to Obless so we all know. But that's an option too. We've got 3D printed concrete homes, which are really interesting. They're good for, you know, hurricane, tornado areas. Are good and strong and durable and very easy and cheap to set up, you know, kind of like the 3D printed homes, but it's just a little more robust. And here's a 3D printed home that you could pretty much set up any which way you want. It's just a matter of how you design the printer and how big an area that it'll print on. You know, very versatile. The houses go up quickly, inexpensively, and, you know, from what I understand, they're very comfortable to live in. You know, so we have all kinds of options. We've got shipping container homes we can do. There's been a lot of people all over the world that have been doing them. There's a lot of really creative places. You know, I've seen them that look like castles. I've seen them that look like warehouses, and I've seen some that look like something Frank Lloyd Wright would design. You know, you got a lot of really creative people, so they're really good materials and relatively inexpensive to get and use. They have them coming from all over the world, so they're not that hard to get. You know, and as far as, you know, the property that we're looking for, you'll want to make sure you've got moving water. This is a nice hydroelectric generator. And if you have a river or a lake or a stream, what you do is you dig a little offshoot off of the side, you know, to divert the water over into this generator here. I found it's really amazing. And if you have fish in the lake, live fish, they can go through this particular generator unscathed. They will not get hurt. They'll, you know, and then after that, the water gets fed back into the river. So we're not taking anything from the river, or you can divert it off so we can irrigate, you know, our food crops or drinking water, you know, and other options. Other forms of energy we're looking at would be wind. You know, here's a squirrel cage fan. They're very good, very efficient. There are other kinds also. Like this is a vertical turbine and very powerful. Doesn't take a lot of energy to turn. And if you keep them up in the air, like on top of the buildings, you get them 20 feet, 30 feet in the air, and lay them horizontally so they're stable, kind of on like a lazy Susan. So it spins around, it will produce an inordinate amount of energy. The fellow that was doing the earth ships was using them, and he had to stop using them because he was blowing up his systems for the house. In these cases, for the town, it would be fine because we would be using that town and pumping all that energy to run the entire town, machinery, lights, everything, you know, refrigerators, everybody's homes. So we'll use that energy and we'll be able to have some left over that we can store for emergencies, or even make the town some money to bring something in so we can do more facilities. We can sell it back to the grid if that's possible in the areas. Where are we at?
Thank you, David.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
And also, we need to go back to our personal development, which is a big part of any town or village that we wanted to set up. We need the mentoring, the consolidation, all these things that are very necessities. We need our health, the skills, the practice, the talents, the social abilities, the inspirations. So it all goes back to, I'll go back here, vocational education. You know, who can qualify for what? We know with OnPassive, we have an e-learning platform called Ocademy. We have other platforms that we can use, OConnect, to help keep people connected with their families. With Ocademy, we can do a lot of training and teaching. So that is a big part of our knowledge that we'll be able to put out there. And as you can see, we'll have schools and online learning. We'll have workshops for any age, because there will be children on these villages and towns or whatever that we decide to build, and help them train to learn. Gardening is a passion of mine. So in Saskatchewan here, it is limited to certain months. But with, like David was telling me, the hydroponics, we can do it inside. I think that's how he calls it. So we can do it inside. Even in the winter, we can grow enough food to help with food banks and be sustainable on the village. We came up with a few different plans and how everyone in this program, I call it a village because I don't like it to be a program, because everyone is human and we all work together and we bless each other together. So if we all work together and donate our time and build the community, they'll live there for free, because everything that we do and we can sell from the village or town will help sustain our free living there for them, so that people can get back on their feet, have the training they need, have the medical care they need. And this was one of our gardens that we thought that we could have in the middle would be us, and then all the way around work things in a circle, because everything works as you educate yourself in a circle with commitment, excellence, and training. And these were some of the different ideas that we came up with the little fish ponds. And David, do you know how, I wasn't sure how you explained these ones.
Yeah, no, it would be a communal greenhouse. We would, have a nice large one. As far as shapes go, I was thinking pyramid because of, all the energy that everybody's talking about it produces. That would help our food grow. But I would also incorporate hydroponics, for people who eat fish. I'd like to try to find some clean fish if possible, something with no mercury or pollutants. Because right now they're saying, well, 10 years ago, they were saying if you eat fish more than once a month, you're putting your health at risk. So I want to get people some healthy food. But we would start in the center with a nice big communal greenhouse set up with aquaponics. Underneath it, we could have a shelter that would double as a hospital, and we could also do our hydroponics underground for the winter growth to keep things going. But surrounding that, we would have our communal gardens, where we would grow all our different crops, and we would rotate everything every season so that we keep the soil fertile and viable and hardy. And then what we would do would be around that, we would do smaller gardens for, personal, preferences. People from all over the world, we're going to be together. You're going to have certain foods that you're going to miss, you're going to want, you really want. So we would have little gardens for that around that, and we could do any kind of communal trading we want with that for foods. And we can even have our own gardens at home. But right here would be, we could also set up little areas where we can grow our herbs and our medicinal plants, get off of big pharma. Let's go back to natural stuff. God gives us everything we need. Why do we have to muck it up? Let's go back to good, healthy, wholesome stuff. We could put together an apothecary. We can do some education in the center so that we can actually learn about the plants in the environment, their healing properties, and all the different things that they want to do. We can grow hemp for textiles, make all our own textiles, make clothes. We can make all kinds of other things. As far as our refuse goes, we could use compost and turn it into biodiesel in different areas. And what was this one? Oh yeah, and these are just little layouts for people that want to have, their nice little personal gardens. There's this big movement for 4 foot, 4 square foot gardens, 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. They say you can grow enough food for a family in that space. So, we can do, probably something bigger than that for people so they can grow more food. But, it's food, because anything, we're going to sustain ourselves. And we also want to sustain other people at the food banks, at the soup kitchens, at the churches, and, anything that we can help people with, we will. We can take a lot of this food that doesn't go to people, won't get eaten, and we can bring it back to the community, and we can prepare it. We can freeze dry it and, do like those MREs, meals ready to eat, the dehydrated, the survival foods, for hard times. And we can pack it up so it'll last 25 years. We can even ship that, to third world or other places that are in disaster that need good, wholesome meals so that they can sustain themselves to get through their situations. So food is imperative. Food is life. God gave it to us, and we should propagate it as much as we can.
And also with our garden centers and stuff, because we have people with disabilities and maybe in wheelchairs or walkers or with canes, we would make the raised bed areas so that they're accessible for them also. And
Thank you,
also,
Pat. I forgot.
that's okay. But you need a certain material that the wheelchairs don't get stuck in stones or grass and make it harder for them to get through. So I know there is that rubber sort of pavement that you can put down. So there's different ideas that we can come up with. And we just came and picked out some pictures to show you different areas that you can plan if you had the large area of a farm area. But as you see back here, there's an entertainment place back here that you need also, with a swimming pool or whatever to sustain. And Chris, this is because you have one in your place. I keep thinking of it.
You know what? I want to move there right now because I'm really liking this neighborhood you're building. Pretty cool, guys.
Thank you. So if we have the greenhouses back here and all the plots and stuff here and the entertainment. So when it is in Saskatchewan or wherever these are built, when it's really hot, you can go for a dip. You can go for a swim, take a break. We're not here to overwork anyone. We're here to have a sustainable life, learn, teach, and move, and keep moving. So this is something like the farm area, you know, with the gardens around it and the big, and it's just different dreams and passions that I've had, and many, many founders, and David and Judy and Brian, we've all worked together building different ideas. I wish they were here. They could have did most of the talking, but I'm grateful God has given me the chance tonight to show it and explain it. And it's beautiful, folks. It's beautiful. I just need the vision. I can vision it. I manifest it. I see it done, because all things are possible. Nothing is impossible. So I believe that's our presentation for tonight. It's just a few things that we've been working on.
One more thing
sorry,
we
David.
forgot to mention with the housing, you know, and we also want to have different housing, you know, we want to have housing for families, but everybody's got their own situation. We want to have housing for women for whatever situation, battered, single, you know, lots of different, you know, troubles and tribulations that women go through. And it's horrible. So they need a safe place that they can go. You know, we need for children. You know, we've got, you know, people that'll need some, you know, rehab or have some, you know, some sort of emotional or, you know, some sort of emotional issues that they need to get some special care for. You know, we got the military, you know, we'll have probably get a lot of those in there. They're going to have their own, you know, demons that they're going to need to fight. And we'd like to, in that situation, we would like to get people that can really give them some help, not just placebos, drug them up and have a nice day. You know, we want to help these people get their lives back, get a grip on their lives again, so that they can take the steering wheel and be part of society.
We are all human and we all deserve a second chance. And God bless each and every one of you for listening tonight. Thank you, Chris, for allowing us to share. Thank you. Thank you. I will stop screen sharing unless anybody has any questions.
Yeah,
I
you
got
can-
one more thing to say. Pat wasn't expecting this, but I got to say something. On anything I've ever worked on, I've always run into people that are hard-headed and, you know, unwilling to listen. If anybody ever gets an opportunity to work on a project with Pat Parent, do yourself a favor and take it up. I have never met it, you know, there are so few people with as much heart, love, and compassion for people like her, Ash, you know, they're Gandhi, you know, I put her up there. She's good people, you know, she keeps God first, she keeps the heart and people second. And I got to say, not only was it a pleasure, but it's a real honor to work with her. And I look very forward to working on all our projects that we have in the future. And thank you, Pat. You made this a wonderful experience for me.
Thank you, David. I'm grateful to be your friend and your sister. Thank you.
You are. And I love you, Pat. You're great.
Love you too.
Wow.
Do you want me to stop screen sharing?
Yeah, you
Chris?
can stop screen sharing because I definitely want everyone to see it. All right, and guys, everybody give them a round of applause because that's what you call teamwork, guys. Everybody, I loved it. I mean, Dave, Pat, and to Judy and to Brian. I know you can't be here. That's what I'm talking about. You're listen. This is gonna sound funny. You went back to the basics, and I've been using this a lot lately. You went back to the basics. You want to do something that maybe our forefathers, grandfathers, great grandfathers did many years ago. It's just we forgot about this easy stuff, how to grow healthy food. And I tell you what, the land is there to do all this. You can talk to my brother Tim Dillon on here. He knows of all kind of land from campgrounds that went out of business that this stuff can be done. It can help out so many people. It can teach them, like you said, growing food. My God, you threw a swimming pool in there, you know? But man, educating people with their hands and their minds is a lot better than bookwork, I always say. I never liked bookwork. I'd rather be, if I could have went to high school and junior high school and said, hey, Chris, go out there and learn about history. And I got to touch things and dig. And man, I'd be probably a really smart guy today. I'm a little smart, but you know what I'm saying? I loved everything that you did about this because it's all natural stuff. You went from mud houses to 3D. You went from the beginning to the future, which all still can be done. If we can't get a 3D machine in one of these parts of the world, because I can see this going everywhere, you know, guess what? We can build mud houses, educating people. All these things are possible and doable by people in your village. And I like that you said, I don't want to call it a program. Let's call it a village. Love the idea. I think that's part of, I think Ash was kind of saying that a long time ago. Let's get rid of the words we use to me that are negative. Get them out of the way and let's put different words in there. Like a village, not a program, not a psych center, you know, a building that helps people. Get rid of these terrible words that scare people. What you did is you just built an entire world, an entire ecosystem with everything. The only thing you didn't have in there was a movie theater, but everything else was perfect.
Oh, you didn't see it, Chris?
No, I didn't see the movie.
It was on the other side of the swimming pool.
But I commend both of you. I love it. Like I said, I love different things all over. You two pop this out. And anyone right now, first of all, I know you got some kind of questions. I just gave an idea of like, I know where you get land. Talk to my buddy Tim Dillon. I know he's on here somewhere. Where all these campgrounds went out of business and they're actually set up with plumbing and all kind of things. It's there. The funds are going to come, the apples, whatever you want to call them. They're going to come and we're going to have funds to start doing this stuff. And you're going to start it off at a small scale and you're going to keep letting it grow and grow and grow. And you're going to find out, and my brother Marty says this all the time, you're going to find people out there that's already doing this. They do it because they love doing it. They do it from the heart. Those are the kind of people that you're going to say, hey, do what you got to do. If you need something, you let me know. Those people are already doing it out there. But educate, 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 just like location, location, location. People, believe it or not, want to learn. Some people don't, but eventually they always catch on. Man, I could do that. I can do that. Holy cow, you grew your own food. You sewed your own clothes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. All right, give me some hands up. Let's see if we can either add or make some comments toward these guys because it was really good. Narelle Warkan, break it out there, my Australian girl.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Pat, and thank you, David. It truly is amazing when we get together, the ideas that we share here in Obless. I've been on as much as I can, every webinar of Obless, and it truly amazes me. It brings comfort to my soul to know that so many people are coming together to do good for our world. A sustainable environment is hugely important. But what I wanted to share today was that most people have been told at some stage in their life that they weren't good enough, that they didn't step up or they didn't do something, or they were told that they just weren't good enough. You know, what we need to bring to everyone is that everyone has a purpose in life and everyone should be lifted up. You know, humanity is being lifted up by those on passive. You know, what you shared today is going to be everywhere because many here, and I see Cynthia Brown as one, that have already that idea. You know, I have it written down in a book somewhere for me to put together a village for those women who've been through domestic violence. But it's not just giving them a place to sleep. You know, it's providing them the talents of how to cook, you know, having massages available, having those gardens that they can create. You know, that's what people need. They need a purpose. They need to know that they are good enough. They need to know that we care about them or someone cares about them. And that's where it gets lost. There is more, and Chris was saying something that's just lost in my mind right now because I was up till 3:30 this morning and I've got to go to bed a lot earlier. But at this stage on Passive is very exciting. But I want to say thank you, Pat. Life is busy, and together on this once a week on Obless platform, we get to share with those founders who have the biggest hearts. We are all here for the same reasons, and that is to lift up humanity. So thank you once again, Pat and David, and thank you, Chris, for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Narelle. And you guys don't ever have to thank me because I want everyone's voice to be heard. Once again, Narelle, you've always got beautiful words, and I do appreciate you because I know what those hours are like. I used to do them with you. Now I'm a little older, but you keep going. And remember this, guys, every webinar is recorded. If you have something to do, spend time with your family, man, that's why we record them. You can watch. If 2 people showed up on Noblesse, I'd still be happy. But if you got something to do and you can at least watch the recording later, that's okay with me. All right. Susan Hodges, please unmute yourself.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm excited. Pat did a wonderful job and so did David. So many of you all are just doing a wonderful job. Everybody needs to have their profession or whatever they're good at and get together because there's so many people wanting to do these villages and I'm one of them. One of the things I would like to do is villages for women that are, say, unmarried women, unwed mothers. There's different things I'd like to do. And everybody has their expertise, and hopefully when this thing gets going, like certain things would be the cheapest way to go, but the best way in different areas. And somebody with that knowledge would be able to help somebody else. And there's so many people in this, or on passive that have so much knowledge that we need to be able to get together and figure it all out so we can help each other with it, because everybody's area, if you work like in your area, just start there and we grow and grow. We're going to get it all over the place because there's so many of us and we all want to help and we want to do kind of the same things. I mean, the greenhouses, my idea is you have to be able to afford to pay the taxes. Even if we paid for the land and the homes, it has to pay for itself. You have to be able to sustain that. So maybe some of that food we're growing, maybe we could sell some of it, and also soup kitchens, but we're going to have to find a way to make income to make it sustainable along with the Obless. We can make the money through that. And hopefully training kids at school is what I would like to do for the children too. So, there's just so many ideas and everybody's so smart, but we all have our expertise in different areas. And I think we need to take that expertise out and bring it together because we all want to help everybody. Thank you. And thank you, Pat. You're a beautiful, loving person. And I love you so much. And thank you, Chris, for having me. And thank you, Lynn and Julie and all of you. Love you all. Good night. I have to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. Good night.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Susan. Chris, I need to go off camera for a minute to do my nebs. I'll be right
Go
back.
ahead. No, Pat, you go right ahead. You go right ahead, Pat. Okay, Susan, thank you very much for those wonderful words. And you're right. There's lots of things that we can do. What we just have to make sure they get done. That's where I come in. I have to make sure that people follow through. That's my responsibility. I took it upon myself. If Raphael from the Bahamas said, Chris, I'm going to build these damn shelters and no one's going to stop me, I'm going to be the guy saying, no one's going to stop you. Keep going. I'm here to remind you, Raphael, what we're doing this for. I'm also going to pick up a shovel and I'm going to dig with you. All right. That's the attitude that I'm having. Do I expect you to have it? Yes, I do. If you really truly care about people and humanity and want to change it, we are going to have to get our hands dirty. Ladies, we're going to get dirt under our nails. We won't be getting pedicures and manicures anymore because we're going to have mud, dirt, because we're digging the holes to help people's lives. That's what we're going to be doing. So Lori Lund with that beautiful horse, giddy on up, lady.
What size do you want, Chris?
Better give me a
What
big one.
color? I gotta go. I'm
Big
gonna
one.
find it. Huh?
A real big one I need.
I can horse around again here one of these days soon, but Anyways, I'm figuring hopefully next summer would be awesome. Anyways, that was excellent, Pat. I love the diagram and stuff, and gives you more of a visual and everything. And, and growing the foods and everything, and thinking also, you can have a herd of cows out back and get good beef. And, you look at stuff in the store with all the chemicals and, and it's so hard to choose and figure out which is, better to eat without, but anyways, it's been pretty neat watching everything and what Chris is doing. And I'm just getting a lot of ideas because, I try to help everybody, and I take a lot of poor people, to their doctor's appointments, and they're struggling so hard. And I cannot wait just to help them, and give everybody a boost or something, because, that right there would just get them encouraged, and tell them about, on passive, and get them rolling on being a reseller. And that's what I'm excited about there when it really comes through. I've been talking to quite a few people about that, but I'm excited about helping people. That's going to be great. I've already been helping, but I need more. My mind is just going crazy with ideas too. But anyways, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chris. And I can't wait for that horseback ride.
That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that too. Lori Lynn, thank you. You're absolutely right. Look at now, we've gone through, whether you've been here for 4.5 years or 2 years or a month. All right. When we're launched to the world, okay. And I'm telling you, when I say we're launched to the world and it really is going down, I want you to understand how easy it's going to be to see those people maybe in the wheelchair in the grocery store, can barely get their money out of their wallet just to pay for something, that really need help, to actually just, the guy in the corner, no more $5. No more $5. Listen, I want to make you a reseller. I don't know if you heard about it. You don't have a phone now. Let me introduce you to you, but I want to do this for you. I want to do this for you because I don't want you on this corner anymore. I want you to go live your life. All right, clean yourself up. And a lot of this stuff has to be done on their own accord. We can help along, but man, it's going to be a great thing just to see one individual. If every one of you helped one individual, whether they were a drug addict, an alcoholic, they were mentally sick, mentally challenged, they were depressed. If you helped, each one of us just helped one of those people to get through that. Isn't that worth it? Isn't that worth it? To help one person? Just think of 1 million people helped 1 million people. And those 1 million people have to help those 1 million people. Within a year, we're going through half the world, man. People are going to be Oblessing everywhere. I mean, we're going to have literally a farm of Obless, and the seeds are really going to be human beings saying, look at me sprout, look at me shine. I got to go help somebody. That's what Obless is truly about. Keep thinking that way. I get fired up. This Obless thing really, out of everything else and then passive, Obless just gets me excited and like crazy. So Lori Lynn, thank you very much. I need a bareback horse and ride. Call me down here. So I'll get there.
Awesome. I cannot wait.
All right. Thank you, Lori. Okay. It's Masagio. Did I say that right? I think I always say it wrong. Isn't it doctor? Aren't you a doctor?
I am, but I don't have to put it here.
Yeah, but I got a lot of respect for you, so I'm going to call you Dr. Masagio. Welcome back, young lady. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you. And thank you, Pat and David, for a wonderful presentation. And thank you also, Chris Johnson, for always organizing Obless. We really are fired up with Obless. I would just like to say to Pat and David, that was just amazing. It helps us to visualize how the world will change. When I saw the way their presentation is laid out and how they dream about this village with almost everything included there. And the most impressive thing is that a lot of their, within their concept, there is going green, going green, going green, which is also going to save the planet as well. I mean, it was like a very inclusive village, almost everything is included there already. But I was just throwing an idea to say, I don't know how they started it, but to say, were they thinking of consulting the communities so that they could also do kind of a bottom-up approach where people could also express what they need, how they need it, how they need it to be designed, you know, some form of ownership together with the community. Maybe they've already done that. Otherwise, when this thought was going through my head, I was like, who would not actually take this anyway? But there's always, it's always important for sustainability and for people to own what is being built for them. So I was wondering if they thought about that. And I also have a question to say, because when I looked at this, I was like, this can be replicated all over the world. And some of us who are coming from developing countries like myself, and with projects that are also really underdeveloped, this gives us a good idea on how to think and how to plan. So it has really made impact in us. Thank you so much, David and Pat, and the team that was not there as well. Really motivating and inspirational. That's me. Thank you. Bye.
Dr. Pat or David, you have anything you'd like to say?
I would love to say thank you for your questions and everyone that is giving us answers back. We are open for opinions, options, whatever. Like I said, it's just a plan that we're putting together. We haven't talked to the city or anything. So if anybody knows any engineers that can help us, or anyone that is, I'm open for help for everything. Because like I said, I'm a one finger typer, but this one finger got a long ways today. But no, I do. We all need help in every area. So please reach out. I'm looking for help in everything. And so is David and Judy and Brian and everyone else here. Because as I always say it, it's not an I project, it's a we. And if we can always say we, we'll go a lot farther and we'll keep moving. Thank you.
Yeah, Doctor, thank you. Guys, like I said, a lot of the reasons I'm doing this too, it's because I love doing it, number one. Number two is to make connections. If you, any of you want to connect with David or Patricia on what they're doing to help them, you know, even with helping with Pat's finger, all right, reach out to them. You can reach out to me. I'll get you, contact them. You can do private in the chat, send them your email or your phone number, and, you know, connect up. So it's really a good thing. Dr. Misaki, thanks again for coming on. Always appreciate your opinion and your words. Okay, my brother, Tim Dillon, which I know he's going to talk about that property. Tim, go ahead, brother.
Well, Chris, how can I not come on and talk about it? After you threw my name out there all around. Now, as you know, I ran a KOA campground for almost 30 years. And I know for a fact that many campgrounds have gone out of business during the time that I ran the campground. And also to this day, many are falling on bad times. Now, these campgrounds are very unique because they already have a water system. They already have a sewer system. They already have an electrical grid. When I ran my campground, I was the mayor. I ran a mini city. I had it all. I had to run the sewer plant. I had to run the water system. I had to run the recreation. I had to do everything. So these facilities are sitting out there not being used or taken advantage of. And they're there. Not only that, they have lots of land, typically. So those garden areas are very possible. Bringing people in to live there, you get the right people, they could actually operate it all.
Yeah, that's a plan.
Okay. And David, I think you might fall into this and understand that it's not just campgrounds. Boy Scout camps, Girl Scout camps, religious camps, they're all out there. They're sitting dormant. They have all the facilities. They have recreation. They have land. They have areas for where you could do gardening. The only thing is to get these people that need these facilities to better their lives, we might have to provide transportation from where they are, where we put it, where we get them to where they need to go. Because some of these camps are very secluded outside the area. But I think it's possible. And I think it's something that should really be looked into for tiny homes, this kind of development. If they're not being used as a campground or a camp, they have everything. Take advantage of what is there. And they may be a little pricey to get, but overall, they would save a lot of cost in developing these areas. And I look forward to helping. You know, I know Daryl Hess is a campground salesman. And you can go online and you can punch his name in, and he's got campgrounds all over the country that are listed for sale. There's all kinds of ways to find it out. I told Chris, you know, get online. All you have to do is type in campgrounds for sale. Boom, it's going to come up, and Daryl Hess's name is going to come up right with it. It's incredible what you could do with a property like that to house people who are needing to be blessed. Because not only would they have a place to live, they'd have recreation. They might have a fishing pond, swimming pool, yada, yada, all kinds of stuff. I don't know what else I can say, but I had to follow up, but Chris was calling me out.
You said what I wanted you to say, Tim. I just want people to know that with their ideas or the visions they have, there's lots of property in this world for sale. Why not get a piece of property that's already set up with already many things?
Already developed, ready to go for what you want.
Right. Tim, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on and speaking.
You're very welcome, Chris. And I love all you guys.
We love you
Hey,
too, brother.
You know what? We're going where no one has gone before.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Star Trek.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. I heard that, John Burley. You're starting trouble, aren't you? All right, Dr. Benny, I see that you are right side up again. Go on, unmute yourself, please, my queen.
Ooh, finally.
I was laughing. Everyone's texting me, Chris, Dr. Benny's upside. Well, I think she knows that she can see her. Well, now I think she can see herself. I wasn't sure, but glad to see you right side up, Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Chris, for giving me this opportunity. I will always say good evening, good morning, good afternoon to my brothers and sisters on this amazing webinar in different parts of the globe. Sister Pad, parent, you know, I have always noticed you. I respect you a lot. Brother David, I would say outstanding presentation. You guys have the best ideas regarding this involvement. So, if I may ask, what is the percentage of the involvement of the people who are going to be in this village or program of this project?
Well, what we thought we would have would be a certain core of, regular paid employees to keep the place running, all the basics, all the core. Everybody else would contribute. Anybody else that would come into the program, we'd be offering vocational, education, so people that could get jobs. And yes, like that gentleman, I forgot his name. I'm so horrible with names. He had great ideas. We are going to be getting like vehicles to get people back and forth to work, so they have transportation, so they can do that. But what we would ask them would be, after work and you're doing your life, you donate some of your time. You give us 2, 4, 6, whatever's comfortable for you, whatever out, but yet functional for the town. We would ask you to donate your town. In return, we would give you shelter. You would have your home, have your area that you could call yours. You could take your life back. This would be probably a 1 to 5 year plan. We would bring people in kind of from the prosperity centers, the homeless people, people that are just down on their luck, like Pat said, a paycheck away from falling apart. We can bring them into the safety net, into a nice safety area where they can, relax. They can, put their lives back together. And as they progress, one of the things that I want to do is work on getting other properties, distressed homes, things that could use a little spackle, a little paint, use some of the people that are in these prosperity centers to volunteer their time, so that we could rebuild these homes, so that when people outgrow our little area, they can have another house. We would make sure it's at a lower price point so that it would be affordable for their situation. So, we're trying to help them grow, not make a profit on it. So that would be another 1 to 5 year plan for them, so that they could pull their lives together, start making, progress, and put some money away. And then, eventually, once you get, into position, you can buy the house you want to live in the town you want to live in, which would open up that home for the next person to move in. So we would have a steady flow, from, oh my God, I'm broke, I'm on the street, I don't have a home, to, okay, now I've got a place that I can go get food, shelter, safety, little medical help, a little education and training. And we would slowly move these people through the process so that they could take back control of their lives, really take the reins and understand what they're doing. They can get these education. If you don't manage money, you can learn to manage money. If you don't know how to swing a hammer, you can do that. You want to learn computers, we'll try to do that if we can. Depends on where the interests are. And we just try to help them the best they can. Like I said, we want to raise people up so that they can shine. And we want to, change their paradigm, change the way they think, so they know the world isn't just beating them down anymore. Now you're in control of your life. Now you're going to do something. And hopefully we can, spread the idea, the mindset, and, they can pay it forward and go ahead and help some others, and those that are unemployable due to some sort of, emotional, physical, some sort of issue that you have, well, you can come in, you can donate your time as well, and we can wind up gifting you a founder's position, and then we can give you some training as far as running that business, so that you can handle your money and make your decisions, and then again take control of your life and move forward.
Brother David, I am so proud of you. Now, when I saw the building, and I know all of us saw the building, the environment, it is too good to be true. I mean, I love it. Now, and I saw something you talked about, like the 3D printing. Now, have you looked for those builders that they will utilize the 3D printing?
No, I haven't actually done the research as far as who's doing it, what's involved, or what the costs are. But I have been keeping an eye on the technology, and see the leaps and bounds that it's making and how much more accessible to the field it is, how you can bring these printers out and actually do the work. So I think it would be a really good, fast way to throw up a lot of homes, because you could put together a few crews as it's going. You're putting in your plumbing, you're putting in your electrical, you're putting in your AC, any other technologies you want, so they would go up pretty quickly and they would be ready pretty quickly, so we could place people.
This is amazing. Thank you so much, brother. When it comes to this 3D printing, I would really want to follow your footsteps, because I want to know where you will search for these people, so that surely we can work together because of All Bless. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Sister Pat Parent. Thank you. Outstanding presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, we fully plan on posting everything that we're doing, all our plans, how we're going to do things as we go in Oh Bless, so other people can use these ideas. And please, for the love of God and everything holy, anybody's got some good ideas or anything they want to add to it, please, by all means, because then we can all use it and we can, customize everything for our areas and make it that much better for everybody. I mean, because it really is a team effort. And like Pat says, it takes the village. You can't do it on your own. And the powers that be, they're not looking out for us too good. And another thing, I'm sorry, this is a little off subject, but I just heard this recently. In the United States, they're hiring 87,000 more IRS agents with the specific goal of going after people like us in Oh Bless, specifically conservatives, they said. But things are about to get a little rocky. So we're going to have a few bumps that we're going to have to overcome. But like Ash says, do or die, and I'm going to add on to it. I'm just going to keep doing until I die, so whatever they throw at me, I got my baseball mitt. Let's go.
Very good, David. You know what I tell them? Famous 2 words that Marty Garmo used to say. You know what I'm going to tell them?
Bite me.
Bite me. All right. Thank you, Dr. Benny. I'm glad to see your feet are on the ground, let's say. All right, Richard Lamoot, what's happening, my brother? Go ahead. And we're not talking about those electric cars yet.
I love all you beautiful men, women, and children of the world from the bottom of my heart. My goodness gracious, Patricia, David, I love every minute of what you showed us. We have homeless people and poor people right now that are actually doctors and lawyers and nurses and carpenters, you name it. They're out there because society has put them there. Even doctors, for God's sakes, can't afford to live anymore. That's how bad it is. And I like this, what David said about the IRS. Well, forget about them. They can have the money. We'll give them their share. But we'll make sure that the rest of it goes where it belongs, to the people of the world that are still suffering. My goal is 1 person at a time, maybe 10% at a time, I don't know. But my goal is to stop all the suffering that's still going on in this world as much as I can. And I've seen a lot of cities where there's a mile square, and I mean a mile square, of abandoned industrial buildings, and somebody told me that supposedly after so many years, you can buy that whole square mile for $1 from the government. Well, geez, they already got the buildings on them. Okay, they're metal, they have to be fixed. But putting pride back in the homeless and the poor people, they'd be happy to rebuild that into homes and take care of it themselves. And we make sure that they all have a reseller's position. Then they can become self-sufficient. The 1 mile by 1 mile becomes self-sufficient. The ones that live there are the ones that work it and keep it going. And like you were saying, gardens. I've seen now they're building gardens in water. They put a water pipe around and they just put the plants in there, and there you go. You've got all the food you want. Unbelievable. The technology of how to garden now is just unbelievable. And what's happening is the farmers are losing their farms. And it's sad. It's sad. They say there's lack of food. Well, yeah, poor farmer has to survive. And you got to remember that the weather is very tricky. So farmer never knows what he's going to have at the end of the year. But feeding the people is, I think, my #1 priority, to make sure they at least have food and water and a roof over their heads. That's my priority. After that, yes, take care of the addicts, take care of the alcoholics. You know, get some doctors to volunteer their time. You know, I spoke with a lot of homeless people, and I'll tell you, you have to get their confidence. You can't just approach them and say, well, here, this and that and that. You have to have them confide in you. You know, yeah, you have to open your ears and sometimes shut your mouth, which I got problems with, but that's okay. But anyway, that's, you know, the way to approach the homeless. They have to believe in you. They have to trust you. You got to remember what they're going through. I would not like to be in their boots. I mean, I was close to their boots, but I wasn't homeless. At least I still had a roof over my head. Maybe I had to beg for food, but that's okay. I laugh about it today. I'm very positive. But I love you all. I want to give you all a big, big kiss and a big hug. I love you all, beautiful, wonderful, handsome men and beautiful women of the world. Night, night.
Thank you, Richard, very much. You can hug me, try to kiss me. I'm gonna bop you though. Thanks again, Richard. You know, I'm just kidding you. William Marshmallow Delorme, I haven't heard from you in a while, brother. Please unmute yourself. I hope you're doing great.
Yeah, Chris, I like that. I may just do a post for your breathable income. I can't really do too much videos and Facebook. They seem like I don't like to give out my name too much because of scam artists. So I'm sort of want to stay in unpassive and be much secured. And right now with the breathable income would help me pay for my progress with physio and other things. I'm progressing. So like I went from 79 to 83 and he likes my walking. And I think of Norelle and her girl that has portfolio. It's all mindset. You can get to the point where they say you're not able to do things, and then you just show them that you can. And I want to add to Pat, you see what's behind me, it's a chameleon. Now you can go to Google and type in typing tutoring, and they have online tutoring and they're very good. this program with you start out with your home keys and you start with the chameleon, and then the chameleon eats the letter. It's a lot of fun. So you imagine you type with one finger, so imagine you're typing with 10 fingers. So you'll progress very quickly, and you don't have to spend a long time on it. Just something every day, few minutes, do an exercise, and you'll progress.
Right. William, did you paint that? Is that what you said? Did you paint that or you type it?
I do this to keep my, I'm not a person with games and all that. That really doesn't interest me too much. This was on my phone, actually. I have it's a number of paintings. So I downloaded this one because I like the chameleon, because I think of the typing tutoring. You
I
can
like it.
type with 10 fingers. It's really a lot of fun.
I like it. I really think you're competing against the unicorn man, but I'll have to let him know William's coming after you with a chameleon. So
Yeah, the chameleon will start eating the breathable income.
very good. William, it's good to hear you again, brother. Nice to see you. Thank you for your wonderful words. Pat, David, you got anything you want to say to Mr. William?
Thanks, William. I'm going to have to try that to
Yeah,
see if I can get the typing faster. But on the phone, you only need one finger too. So
So I can imagine you what 10 fingers can do.
yes, correct.
I think you should hire him, Pat. You should hire William.
I think so too, because I'm not a paper person either. Thank you.
All righty, guys, it's 10:32. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 hands up. So if you want to get your hands up before 11 o'clock, get them up and we'll make a last call. Mrs. Is it where'd she go? Bridget, my beautiful sister. Come on, unmute yourself, young lady. Let's hear that beautiful voice.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Wow, Pat, I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much for that presentation. That was awesome. I appreciate everything you did, you and David. It was well done, well put together, excellent work. Thank you. I just had a question, and I'm assuming that because we're brainstorming, so hopefully it's okay to ask the questions. It might be something that somebody else might have addressed in the past, but I just wanted to ask, not only for you too, because I know we have other people that have ideas that they put together about what plans we have for Obless. So I just wanted to ask, how do we plan to navigate the process of all these communities that we have to ensure that we incorporate the community at large, to make sure that they tap into the resources out there. So do we have something in place? That's something that I thought about, so I don't know.
Thinking.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that part, but that's a really good idea. I mean, we can get a lot of community support as well with it. If, we do a little promotions, go do a couple of, as we're growing and doing our things, we can go do some neighborhood projects that would, get us out to the communities so that they could see what we're doing and we're making a positive impact. And, we're trying to help those that are having trouble helping themselves. Maybe we can get them to donate some time too.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I kind of thought about that, because sometimes being in a community, you're trying to empower people, they could have some kind of stigma. So it's when they know that they're also able to interact with others in the outside world, it'll be a normal living. And, I guess that's just the thinking. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, we were concentrating on putting it together and what we could do for people. But this is an amazingly wonderful idea. This is why we welcome and encourage getting some more ideas to throw into here, because we're just throwing around ideas at the moment. We haven't had anything concrete, but we are making plans of what we decide, we want to do. We don't know everything, and yeah, it takes the village. So any help we can get, any ideas, any input, it's only going to make this project fly a whole lot better.
yeah. Yeah, thank you. I just thought I'd throw it out there because I know we're doing brainstorming here. So this is the place for this. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No idea is taboo. Yeah. Anybody got an idea? Throw it at us, because if it's a good one, we'll put it in.
Yeah, thank you. Good job, though. That was very good. You guys did an excellent job.
Thank you, Bridget. Excellent question. Hey, any ideas to Bridget's question? It was a very good question to help out David and Pat. Would be welcomed. Very good. Oh my goodness, Mr. John Wilkinson, please unmute yourself, sir. Thank you, Bridget.
Thanks for having me. John Wilkinson here. I am a former Marine as well. And I had actually been working on the same idea for a few months off and on. And I had some ideas I really want to, get by you, and see if they could be helpful to you as well. One of my friends told me they have this already in Israel called the kibbutz. Everybody, okay, it's called a kibbutz. And, it's the same thing as the village as you're talking about. And so some of the things I have been looking at for this idea as well was a portable turbine. This portable turbine, you can actually carry it with a lightweight pole and make energy, as well. And there's a system for water. You can actually pull the water out of the air, which is a water generator or whatever from the atmosphere or whatever, which I have information as well. And so anyway, I just wanted to really collaborate this. It's amazing how the universe, I was thinking about this. I was already putting things together, researching technology and so forth. And next thing I know, you're doing a presentation on it. And what a great presentation that was, by the way. Very, very, very good. So I just had some ideas I wanted to run by, like you said, I don't know everything, and nobody does. And so these are some of the ideas I've already researched that I would like to throw your way and see if we can collaborate and anything I can do as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. All collaboration welcome.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great ideas. I love it.
Thank you very much, John. If you want, you can private chat David and Patricia your email or your phone number in the private chat. I don't know if I'm sure you know how to do that, right? Get them your information and you guys can make communication to email and get that thing going. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your service too, my brother. All right, we have now with this I haven't seen her. I know she's all over the place. I just haven't seen her in a while. My beautiful sister from Singapore, Tina Go. Please unmute yourself, you darling young lady, you.
Big kiss to you and a big hug as well to you and to Richard. Thank you for having me today, this morning. I know I have been in, but not visible a couple of times because I'm busy at work. I'm actually at work as well still. But I totally missed the presentation, David and Pat, but I know it is something really great that you're doing. And I've been privately chatting with David as well with regards to about farming. Singapore is a tiny little dot in the Far East, and we're land scarce. We also have 5 million people to feed, and all of our food comes from overseas. So we've got the technology though. We're very, very advanced in our technology in terms of food security. Our navies are out there guarding our sea lanes and ensuring the food that gets through our little communities here in Singapore as well. Are doing vertical farming, not just for the little homes, but also for as a business. So that's one of the technologies that we are in the forefront. Singapore had actually came up with the first vertical farming, not just for homes or the community, but the whole of citizens at large. It is very new. And David and Pat, if you wish to have connections on how the technology is run, I could run by that to you. We are also very, very blessed. I've always said I'm blessed. I'm also blessed to be in this beautiful country called Singapore. The government is so structured and with a long foresight. So because we're tiny and we're actually surrounded by not too friendly neighbors, so our security in all areas are being looked after, and especially so for our citizens. So we've got grants. I know there's been a scam last week. There's a scam from about community grants, and that's a shame. I've actually got someone asking me about wanting to scam me up with using a friend's profile, trying to check me out. So I said, I know a scammer when I see one. So, but what I'm trying to say is that we're not sure about how the other countries are doing, but in Singapore, we have a main ministry looking after our community, and we have a statutory board under that who disperse grants. So I don't know whether it's going to be a lobby or this thing, but I'm heading there immediately when we launch. I can't do it at the moment because I'm still working, and I've got employee terms and conditions I have to go through. But as soon as I retire, I'm going to head there to get my grants for my facility. I think what we should look forward to with young or old blue, I can't remember what Ash was saying, with the youth for the future, and I have a very strong intent to get the youth who are disadvantaged, with parents being wayward and in the rehabilitation centers for drugs and everything, and the youth are disadvantaged in that sense. But I'm looking to start an incubator for these kids, together with our seniors, a facility where I've always been saying that where there's intergenerational conversations, the kids are, the disadvantaged kids, or should I say this, they are all very smart, street smart. So, and they're very innovative. And we should give them that chance in the world to be that successful person that they want to be, and the intergenerational conversation with our and guidance from our seniors would help them to get where they want to go. Nowadays we have Udemy, and there's even with our academy in the future, we're going to get bless them with education that they need to get to where they are, without having to worry where the funds are going to come from in the education. So I've got a big job to do, a lot of work to do, but I must retire first. So let's launch. Thank you for having me. David, we'll get in touch. Love you all.
Thank you, Tina. Yeah, you're all going to retire. Don't worry. Can't tell you when, but you're all going to retire. And you're probably going to retire. But I was lucky enough to retire when I was 52 years of age. I'll be 57 this year. And I hopefully you don't have to do the 30 some plus years I had to do in a couple years and you're out. So Tina, nice to see you again. Thank you for your kind words. I know you're going to make some connections there with David and Pat. Pretty cool stuff there. All right, we got my Australia princess back on. Narelle, open your
Hey.
microphone, please.
Hey, Chris, thank you. I'd actually like Cynthia and Gladys to go first because I have spoken, but I do have something I do want to share. So I would like them to go first, please.
Okay, you're the boss. Man, I got a lot of bosses. That's okay. Cynthia Brown, downtown, your Australian sister said, you go.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say, Pat, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for talking about this subject because this is my favorite, you know, shipping containers and anything that can help the homeless people. This is so amazing to me, and I can't wait to have my hands in this. I'm just really proud of you, and I want to know if, I don't know if, can we do this in Philadelphia, David? Like,
yeah, you should be able to do it anywhere. Just got to worry about zoning and any kind of, you know, we got to just check everything out, what we can and can't do, because different states, cities, and municipalities have their own little quirky rules. So we just have to figure out, you know, what we got to do to accomplish what we want. I mean, there's a way to do it. We may just have to grease somebody's palms in order to have them say, okay, and let us do the right thing. You know, there's a lot of dirty politics out there and stuff, but we'll get through it. We'll bulldoze through it. You can do it anywhere. Anywhere there's ground, you can do it.
this is amazing. I'm so happy about this. I thank you both for talking about this tonight.
Cynthia, my sister, just remember, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible.
Absolutely. Thank you. Proud of you, Pat. My JU sister.
Cynthia Brown, nice to see you, beautiful. She's
Thank
my
you.
airport. She's my airport partner. That's who she is. We ran to the airport together through Boston.
Yes.
All right. So Miss Gladys, thank you, Cynthia, once again. Miss Gladys, the Australian young lady said, let them talk first. I already talked. So Miss Gladys, open your mic, please, and let us have it.
Thank you so much, Brother Chris. Thank you, everyone here. And more especially, thank you, Pat, and your team. That was an excellent presentation. I really enjoyed watching the slides, but more so, I'm just envisioning that community, that village, very beautiful like that. I think this can be replicated around the world. Even now thinking my mom is elderly. I have aunties who are elderly, and the gardens back home, when they dig, you know, they have to bend to the ground. But when I saw those gardens that are off the ground, the box gardens, I think they are going to give people quality of life, especially the seniors. They will enjoy farming without having to bend so low to hurt their backs. And this dream that you have started, oh bless, will bring it to pass. Because I know there are so many people who will benefit from this, not only the elderly, but even the young people, bringing them as a community together. And as I know a question came up twice, but maybe I can share what I was thinking about, asking whether you are going to involve the community. I think Sister Bridget and Dr. Benny, they asked that question. When the presenters mentioned that when David said about the people coming and contributing, volunteering, giving time, I think it will be a great idea to include the community, because each community's needs may be different. To tell them what you have, or first ask them what they need, and then you can see how you can incorporate your plan so that it serves, you know, you get to share your vision and it serves the community based on their need. So I am very happy. I'm looking forward. the design you have is just amazing. It's like everything is within the community. And about also when they grow food, that you can sell that food to the community, they can eat that food, and they can also exchange, even in form of trade, food from one community to another. And being that it's going to be replicated around the world, I think it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what we are going to do through O Bless. Thank you so much. I'm proud of you.
Anything
Thank you,
back
Sister
to
Gladys. I'm very, very glad for you to speak tonight because you fill my heart every time you do. And yes, I believe speaking to the community, getting to the cities, like I was talking about our project for myself in Saskatchewan, speaking of Saskatchewan only, if we put it just outside the city, we still need the hospitals and everything because the village is not going to be big enough to have all the facilities that it needs for surgeries and everything. So if we keep it close to a city where there is the facilities there and we can access them, and then we can use and have the community of the city to help us also. Because the vision I have for the place that I visioned and drove by and looked at for an hour and sat there and visioned it was just over the bridge out of the city, which would be 5 or 10 minutes out. But whether that land will ever be available, I don't know. But there is other lands. We're called the Flatlands and the land of the living sky, so I'm not worried about land. It's all around. But staying close to a community that has the facilities of medical, because everyone needs that around. And in Saskatchewan right now, too many hospitals have been closed down in the small towns, and seniors' homes have been closed. And now they got to start opening them up again. Will they? I don't know. But if we stay close enough and have facilities like private surgeries for when you, or if you break an ankle or you, for minor stuff, not the major. Because I don't believe a small town or a village would be able to handle it all. My personal, anyhow. I don't know. We still need the communities around us. Because it's called a we, not I.
Gotta love that, Pat. All right, where did she go? Gladys, did you get your question answered? I think you did.
Yes, I did. My hand is down. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you,
there you
Sister
go.
Pat.
Once again, Gladys, you're always good on my eyes. You're a beautiful young lady. I always love the outfit you got on. Thank you for making me smile. All right, I'm not going to you yet, Narelle. I'm going to Mamadou. Who is that guy in a car? He doesn't have a mask and he's not working there. Mamadou, you there? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Oh, there he is with his mask.
Oh, my Captain Chris. You got me. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, Sister Pat. Oh my goodness, this presentation is very, very excellent. You just made my dream so smooth because I've always been dreaming of having a community of my family. Captain Chris, I came from a large family. My siblings, their kids, their grandkids, which are my dad's grandkids, great-grand, they're over 200. So I've always been dreaming of having a community of just the family, and when I saw this presentation, oh my goodness, I said, oh God, I said, I wish I can have access into this place that I can really follow up and make sure this community that I've been dreaming of, I'll be able to construct it for my family, and then goes to my community where I was born and onto my whole country. this can be replicated, as Sister Gladys said. It is very good. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Captain Chris and Pat and David. That was excellent. Thank you. I don't have much to say. I'm so excited to see this.
Oh, Mamadou's never got much to say, does he?
I'm about to clock out now, Captain Chris.
Thank you, Mamadou. You came right when we're about to clock out. Okay, appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Now, last one is Narelle, who was gracious enough to let 2-3 people go in front of her. Narelle, unmute yourself. Let's see what you got.
Thanks, Chris.
You're
I was
welcome.
remembering back because, sometimes when you're tired and things like that, and you said about bringing back, the sustainability, the way that our parents grew vegetable gardens and things like that. Yesterday was the 25th anniversary of my father's passing. And what he passed on to us, there were 6 girls and 1 boy. He was a little sad about that, having so many girls, but I think we brought joy to his life. But, growing and things like that, the vegetables and, not having everything sprayed is so very important. However, I've had an idea in my head and I haven't shared it before. And I just want to share it here tonight because I think when I talk about purpose, having people feel that they belong to a community. So yes, I do agree with all of you who have said about involving the communities, because this is what brings unity, One of my idea, and it may be laughable, excuse me, is that I believe in some of these communities, we could have street names like On Passive Way, just doesn't have to be passed by the council or anything like that, but just have names from On Passive. We could have Ashmafara Boulevard or whatever. However, it's about, I'm a tree lover, okay? And to me, I think planting a tree for every single person who either stays within the village, lives within the village, every founder, that sort of thing, and have a tree planted in their honor, because what this does is gives a person a sense of belonging. It's rooting who they are within that village, it really is. And trees, obviously, they're being cut down every day. They are very important because they give us life, so On Passive Life is about sustainability, about helping everybody, about sharing our heart. So my idea is to just plant trees for people, name them after the people, so that they have that sense of belonging. They can come and water it, everybody can be a part of that. And like I said, it just, they can watch not only the village grow, but the trees within the village. So I just wanted to share that and thank everybody for actually sharing tonight, because it is really important that what we hear from Pat and David was the start of their village, the start of a village, your village in your town, your community. We can do it everywhere. Australia is a very big country. We have plenty of land. We just don't have the water. We're one of the biggest countries, and yet we have the least amount of water, believe it or not, even though we have flooding in certain areas. But in the middle of Australia, it's a lot of desert. So, we can do a lot with land as long as we have the water. So thanks again, Chris. It's been an honor to be here. And thank you, everyone. It's lovely to see your faces.
Very, you're welcome, Narelle. Thank you for that. Lots of things to do. It's a big world. And there's lots of corners in this world that we don't know about. And we got to get in those corners. All right. Wow. We actually finished 1 minute before 11 o'clock. So let me say first of all, my appreciation, my thank you to Patricia, how I call Pat, parent, and David Roseski, 2 amazing individuals. I am so glad you guys came on here. Well, I'm even more happy that you 2 connected. Canada, Michigan, woo! There's a fight in there somewhere with a hockey game. We know that, but I think it's amazing what you guys did, and I want you to keep it going. I'm backing you 100%. You know that. I also want to thank Bruce Gerstein, John Barilla, Narelle Warkon, Lynn Nakamoto, Julie Wen for running the boards, helping with, John, where's John Barilla? I know he's still on. Yeah, there he is. I heard John Barillo was
I'm
promoted
here.
to, you were promoted to detective? Is that what it was now?
I guess so. That's what I heard. That's what Marty said.
Yeah,
Some
well-
people
well-
that help me check defenders.
I'm moving you up to private investigator now. Okay, you got a double promotion this week. So John, appreciate all you do in the chats. I know it's not easy running through all the tubes and knocking these ding dongs out of whack. So appreciate you. Who else? Daryl Cook. I think Daryl's on here. He normally takes all the notes. Daryl, if you're still up, I appreciate you for doing that, my brother. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? If I'm missing somebody, please let me know. I want to thank all the people on the panel who spoke. Okay, and I also want to thank all the people on the panel who didn't speak. Yes, Daryl Cook just sent me the notes. Thank you, Daryl. God bless you, brother. Just remember this, guys. Ash said it, I always say it. Do one nice thing a day for somebody. It doesn't have to be about money. It could be a hug. It could be a thank you. It really does change someone's attitude. If you do say to an individual, good morning, have a great day, and they say, don't you dare tell me what to do, run away. Run away from that individual. There's no helping that guy today. My boss used to say that to me every time. I'd say, hey, good morning, boss, have a great day. He'd say, don't you ever tell me what to do. So, just a joke, but have fun. All right, let's have some fun.
Chris, I would really like to say thank you for having David and myself do a presentation tonight. And we are very grateful, thankful, and blessed as always. And I would
Thank
also
you,
like
Pat.
to leave my condolences with Leanne and her family.
Yes. Let's remember Leanne Bonnet. Actually, let's go out in silence today. Just because of Leanne. And thank you for reminding me about that, Pat. And it's always my pleasure. You never have to say thank you. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. This is about every one of us coming together from every part of the world and just helping people for the first time in history. Think about it that way. All right, Richard, I noticed you just put your hand up real quick. Go ahead, brother.
It's because I want to ask for prayers for my youngest stepson. Tomorrow's having back surgery at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You got it, Richard. Many, many prayers, guys. Remember Richard and his grandson in his prayers. All you guys, if you got something going on in your families, we're praying for you constantly. You got my promise on that. Morning, noon, and night, I'm always praying for everyone that I know, and I know a lot of you. So keep Leanne and her family in her prayers, and reach out to each other. There's a lot of people out here that just need to you just might want to talk to them. You just might change their life, right? So thank you for coming to Bless. We'll see you next Tuesday. And I'm not telling you what I got going because I got 3 things I got to pick. But I love everyone here. Pat, Parent, David, you guys rocked my world tonight. Everyone else that spoke in the panel, you rocked my world. You guys keep rocking. And remember, if I want to see videos on breathable income, what it'll do for you, it'll make you feel good when you do it too. So they will be shared everywhere when you do them. Make sure I get them. I'll see you guys at 360 tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's at 12 or 2. If it's at 12, usually S doesn't show up. If it's at 2, you never know. The guy's like a magician. He calls and says, hey, we're doing it. Hold on. Hey, that's how it works sometimes. But remember, Ash's updates, as far as I'm concerned, we're in the back office. Under updates through Marty DeGarmo, through the webinar. That was a good update. That's really all I needed to hear. But believe it or not, people are learning to stay calm now. It's gotten a lot better. Where I don't have wake up to 300 messages and say, Chris, is Ash coming on today? I don't get that. So people are learning and respecting the guy, what he's doing. That's a great thing. So don't you worry. Things are still going on. The way I see it, the longer we don't hear him, the lot more he's going to tell us next time we see him. So God bless every one of you. Get some rest. 11:04, perfect record timing. I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, we're going to go out quiet. I forgot. Let's go out quietly. Good night. God bless you. We'll see you later.
Good night.
Good night.
Awesome,
Good
Brother Bob. Good night, all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Good people.
Everyone from Philadelphia.
Thank you, David.
Good night, Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Hey, my
Morris.
baby.
Good
Blessed night.
Come to midnight chat with Lynn and Rob. Lynn and Rob, midnight.
Relax.
Night,
Thank you very much for monitoring our chat.
Barilla.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, David and
Don't
Pat.
forget, guys, I forgot Lynn and Rob will be on
Mama
a midnight.
Do.
Night,
Lynn and Rob will be on midnight.
Night, Mama
I
Do.
apologize. I forgot.
I thought we were supposed to exit quietly.
I know, we're not being very quiet.
Exit quietly.
I think,
Have a
I think,
blessed
you
night.
know what, right now, Leanne's looking down and said, these people just
Thank
don't
you,
know the
thank
power
you.
rules. It's okay.
Exit
Brittany.
quietly, folks.
night, Dr.
Oh,